right, here's the bottom line. There have been settlements for 8 years of Obama's administration being built on the West Bank. You've got the Muslims running around, the jihadis, the Sunnis, who are invading 30-something countries right now, all over the world. I mean, there's 30-plus countries they're launching terror attacks in. It was like 23 a few months ago. It's 30-something now. We're in the middle of a worldwide jihad financed by Saudi Arabia. Our government, with the criminals at the top in the Obama administration, are financing it. It's in all the WikiLeaks that George Soros is commanding it and honchoing it, and spending up to $5 billion a year financing political groups and overthrow of Ukraine and funding jihadis all over Chechnya and you name it, trying to overthrow Russia proper with political candidates he's been running against Russia. Then they have the nerve to claim Russia's involved in our politics when they're clearly not. And then, after 8 years of settlements, Obama comes out and has the U.S. push a vote in the UN to abstain. And now the word is Kerry has a resolution to fully say Israel's illegitimate so that the Arab states will basically attack Israel with 17 days out. And then, we heard about corruption probes and stuff. Oh, suddenly somebody in Netanyahu's office says he might have gotten a bribe. Here comes the police and the SWAT team to his house to tear his home apart this morning. Obama, vindictive for abstaining from UN vote on Israel settlements. And now they are going after Israel. I don't know what the anti-Semites are going to do. I guess they're going to side with George Soros against the nation state of Israel. But understand this, that's siding against our republic and Trump as well. Obama's refusal to veto anti-Israel UN vote ranked most anti-Semitic incident in 2016. You know, I don't want to say it's anti-Semitic, but funding jihadis all over the Middle East to kill every Christian they get a hold of is truly anti-Christian. And where are the Christians complaining about that? But I know this, it is anti-Israel to say turn it over to the Palestinians, who, if they took it over, would never stop killing each other. They can't stop killing each other all over the Middle East. It's a joke. Clean up your own house before you run around lecturing the rest of the world, Muslims. And I was against the wars against the Muslims because I knew it was to put the radical ones in. I knew it was a destabilization program. I'm not against Muslims. But you can't run around arrogant, declaring that you're going to conquer our culture and buy off our politicians and basically throw it in our face without backlash. So I want to open the phones up from Hans and DJ and David and George and Philip. But I want to be clear. I want to talk about the world destabilization program with 17 days left. The Democrats admitting they want to try to block Trump being inaugurated. How will they do that? With an East Coast power outage, claiming the Russians did it. So blaming the power outage on the group they claim is trying to put Trump in. You say that doesn't make sense. Russia should just sit back and let Trump get in. Of course, that's why the West has shot down 3 of their airplanes. That's why they're starting wars and killing their ambassadors and diplomats. It's why they're putting all these new sanctions on to poke the bear into action. And Putin's been smart and hasn't done that and hasn't even kicked U.S. diplomats out. Instead, he invited the diplomats and their kids to the Christmas tree lighting. That's one of the big things in Russia for kids at the Kremlin. You're like, Alex, Christmas just ended. No, in Orthodox Church, it's January 7th, folks. And the point is that they're being caught in all this massive fake news. They wouldn't be running all this fake news, ladies and gentlemen, if they weren't planning something big. And I said last week, if they try to remove Netanyahu anytime in the next 3 weeks, you better believe it means they're about to try to take Trump out too. You could see attack helicopters flying into Mar-a-Lago tomorrow and fire 20 Hellfire missiles into there. And they'll say on the news, Trump had to be taken out. He was a terrorist. I'm not kidding. Or they could blow up Trump Tower and claim jihadis did it. Or they could have a sniper kill Trump when he's on the golf course. I'm telling you, they are intending to kill Trump. By the way, pull it up. Just Google Alex Jones, CIA. Click news. Media Matters, run by the White House, openly. It's in the WikiLeaks. Says Alex Jones warns Trump the CIA is trying to assassinate the president-elect. No, I said rogue criminal elements are developing the idea and the plan that you're a Russian agent, so if you're killed or arrested, they can at least sell the idea to enough of the public to make it look legitimate. And now we see the CIA going around and Trump saying that rogue elements of the CIA are trying to undermine his presidency and the will of the people. Well, what do you think the CIA does when their BS fails? They move on to weapons. And I want to be clear. Most of the CIA is completely outraged by this. Most of the CIA can't even believe this is actually happening. It's come out that the government agencies have said this is all fake. Clapper has said it's all fake, but they still move forward. They mean business. They wouldn't be saying a sitting president-elect was a Russian agent unless they were planning to do anything from getting him to not get into office. And now, if they go after Trump's ally, Israel, and if they try to kick out that elected government, with a corruption probe, you know the next thing is going to be a criminal probe, and the attorney general might even come out and indict a current president. And then, oh, sadly, a truck bomb goes off. I'm telling you, they're willing to start World War III with Russia. They're willing to start World War III with Russia. Do you think they're willing to kill Trump or myself? They just signed a law a week and a half ago to ban the press and to put the CIA over the FCC. There's been giant cyber attacks that Drudge has never seen before against Drudge and InfoWars. And he says it's the U.S. government. It is. The criminals that have hijacked it, working with the communist Chinese. Now, Matt Bracken, former Navy SEAL, best-selling author, researcher from enemiesforeignanddomestic.com, is joining us at the bottom of the next hour. I have a small skeleton crew here today, but you guys already found it with a quick search. Matt Bracken, grid down, false flag. From May, him on the show saying it. He said it last week. So if someone just gives, maybe some of the guys back there in Anthony's office, a few of those files to watch, I need our crew to find where Bracken said it ahead of him joining us, because I know our listeners heard it. I know you heard me talk about it, but we need to play it for people that don't know so they understand just how on target we are, because here's the deal. It clicked earlier. They're running that Russia wants to knock our power grid out after we even warn that's the type of thing they might pull. They hadn't said that previously. But see, we understand what would be disruptive enough to keep it from getting in, and where Obama could have an emergency. It fit. And now they're openly announcing it. That means they're seriously considering that and other false flags. Now, I'm going to go to your phone calls, and I thought I was pretty clear, but some people called in about Pokemon and about other stuff, and that's fine, but I'm going to move on to the next person. Callers after this group, I really want to talk about civil war, Netanyahu, crisis, false flags. They say they don't want Trump. They're having newspapers everywhere call for Trump's death and call for people to kill him. Almost no one's been prosecuted for this. It's unprecedented atmosphere of civil war and insanity. And I'm here not being a fearmonger. I'm desperately raising the alarm so that sensible media covers this and so that other people understand just how much danger we're in, so we don't go down the road of the real clear and present danger that's the globalists that really are destabilizing things. I also want you to know this isn't going to stop even once Trump gets in, but we'll be in a much better position from that point on. But it's still going to be the most incredible science fiction movie you've ever seen or read that we're living. And this is only going to get wilder. But the good news is there's good and evil in the world, not just evil. And so we are in the real world in this epic time, and everything you do is having a giant effect. Pray for this country. Pray for awakening. Pray for providence. Pray for spiritual defense and support and provision for Trump and for InfoWars and for Matt Drudge and for people like Stephen Bannon and others that are at the tip of the spear of this fight because of duty. But understand, this is real. You can see it. It's not our opinion. We are the people resisting this. You are the folks resisting it. We're all in this together. And none of us are perfect, but we've got God on our side. Also, we're extending the Christmas special just even more until Wednesday, and then it's over because people like it so much. Free shipping store-wide, 50 to 30% off everything while supplies last. The problem is we've sold out of, 8 different things at InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com. So a lot of stuff has sold out. We still have Brain Force now with 20% more in each bottle, 30% off. You cannot beat that deal, and free shipping. Sign up for auto ship, get an additional 10% off. Wow. Super Male Vitality and Female Vitality are about to sell out. We've got 30% off on those. X2 is about to sell out. We've got, it's $20 right now. That is unprecedented, and free shipping. We have the Liver Cleanse Liver Shield with Oxy Powder for the gallbladder and liver cleanse. That's discounted 30% off when you get them together. Again, we're talking 4.8-star reviews here by third-party review sites and so much more. Bio-PCA for your hair, skin, and nails, but everything else as well. We've got Biome Defense in the 25 billion per capsule strain. It's just a half strength, so it's half off, half the regular price. It's the exact same stuff as the other, just smaller capsule. Amazing, amazing system for the gut flora. Amazing probiotic. We've got, again, a lot of other great products there at InfoWarsLife.com. Or call toll-free 888-253-3139. But the atmosphere is so dangerous, so out of control. I've got a stack of New York Times articles here from over the weekend and Washington Post headlines where they admit that Obama is sabotaging the Trump agenda as he leaves office. And they admit the stuff he's doing hurts the economy, opens the border up more. We're just wide open. This is a true foreign globalist sabotage operation. And we keep wondering why they're out to get us so much. Because it's a global military operation to bring us down so no nation state's left standing except the communist Chinese. And then they're so enslaved, and the globalists have made deals with them, they're supposed to be the muscle and then the economy of the world. We were betrayed. We were sold out. Globalism was supposed to mean they did all the economic stuff, and we had the military. It was all a double cross, and our intelligence agencies know that and are fighting back. So what do you do when the American people and the American government stand up against the foreign globalist takeover? The malware that is the New World Order infesting our political system and our soul. They claim we're the foreign agents with no proof, and they claim the Russians are trying to kick off the power grid. I'm going to stop screaming and yelling. I'm just really trying to cut through the chatter here. But here's the good news. The Washington Post got caught publishing fake news. It's all over the news. But see, they don't care because they're going for broke. They don't care. Sure, you're like, God, they're discrediting themselves. Everything they do fails. They're escalating. They're still in power for 17 days. It means they're going to go to the final thing, open force. They're going to cook up fake charges against Trump. If Trump resists it with a legitimate government behind him, they're going to kill him. Trump, you're not stupid, and you already know this. They're coming to kill you and your family, period. They want to kill this country. You have the courage. The people listen to you. You did it. You want to bring back the economic engine. They don't want that. They already tried to kill Nigel Farage 3 times. I know you know this. I know the Secret Service knows, but the public needs to know the battle, the epic level of the battle we're in right now. And here's the deal. It doesn't mean Bibi or Israel's perfect. Nobody is. But it's a sovereign country, and the globalists have made a deal with Islam to sell out Israel and the U.S. as part of this global takeover. With Islam, China, and the globalists against Russia, Japan, and what's left of Latin America and Africa. Folks, Africa and Latin America can't stand against the Chinese. They can't stand against the Islamicists. They can't stand against the globalists and the big corporations. It's the big corporations and China and Saudi Arabia against everybody else. That's World War IV. Okay? They're coming for us. They are blown away that the intelligence agencies leaked all the data on them and that we stopped their steal and that we won. Trump won in one of the biggest landslides in U.S. history, folks. They stole 5 states. I know I keep repeating this to you. Do you understand the epic level, the epic, incredible time we are alive right now? I want to tell the globalists something. Listen, I want you to know this. Just as you failed stealing the nomination, and you failed with the recount, and you failed with the unfaithful electors, and you failed with the race garbage crap, and you failed with the economic implosion, and you failed, you're going to fail when it comes to stopping the global revolution against tyranny and the reawakening of nationalism and the exuberant nationalism that has Soros so scared last week. You are failing. You are failing now. And if you try to kill Trump, even if you're successful, it will blow up in your face so bad, there will be nowhere in the world for you to ever hide. So in a way, I hope you strike myself and Trump down. I don't literally hope that, but metaphysically, politically, in a chess sense, we're nothing but gambits. You strike us down, we will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine, to quote Obi-Wan Kenobi. They were able to find one of the Matt Bracken clips. Again, he's probably said this. He's been on probably 15 times the last year or more. He says it every time he's on, but he said last week, I don't know if they found a clip from last week. They said they had a clip where he said, what kind of false flag? He said, I would look at a grid down scenario to keep Trump from getting in a big crisis. A day after he said that, he was here last Thursday. A day after he said it, there's a bunch of these clips, I'm mixing them together. They rolled it out, and it was fake as a $3 bill. You go, oh, good, they're discredited again. No, it means they don't care. Everybody's analyzing this like it's funny. Let me tell you something. My guts don't think it's funny. I've never been on fire like this. I am sweating, and I've got the air conditioner turned down to 65. I am on fire. I am ready to kick like 15 people's asses. You understand what I'm saying? I am that concerned. I am that fired up. Physically, my spirit is on fire. America and the whole world is in total peril. They are getting ready to start a nuclear war if need be. Obama and Hillary and all of them need to be stopped right now. And here's the most important thing I've been wanting to tell you for days, and I just get so upset I don't get it out. Everything has to be leaked. Do not hold anything back. U.S. intelligence agencies, Western intelligence agencies, private corporate groups, everybody. Anonymous, everyone. Hit them with everything you've got. Don't wait. Don't leak it slowly. They've got Assange on house arrest. They've stopped stuff coming out. Leak everything now. Leak it now. Hit them with everything now. Hit them. Hit them with everything now. And again, I personally let you see how fired up I am. This isn't an act, but I'm letting the dog off the leash. Understand? This is how I feel. This is who I am. This is actually therapy for me to like get it out and not get physical, okay? Now, people say, oh, Alex Smith's an actor. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's a paradox. I really feel like this right now. If I didn't yell and scream like this, I'd probably have a heart attack, okay? Or get mad at somebody in traffic. This is really how I feel. But because I do this, it primitively cuts through even intellectuals' controls where they're just used to this and have a learned helplessness and a normalcy bias and a Stockholm syndrome that we're trying to break. We're breaking the enemy's spirit of failure and weakness right now. We're bringing the spirit of honor and strength and innovation back into the world, the renaissance that Christ gave us. I'm going to skip this break so I'm going to call us and take more, because I don't want to cut them off. Thank you, I forgot to tell you. So, for whatever reason, as obnoxious as I am, wars aren't pretty. InfoWars is a big, bloody battering ram that has knocked out more globalist teeth than anybody can imagine. And that's thanks to your prayers and your support. You are the InfoWar. I don't just say that again to make you feel good. Do you understand you are everything? Do you understand without you we're done? Don't be demoralized if they get me or Trump. You understand? That just means they had to really get naked and get out in the open with us. And I don't physically look forward to that. But I'll tell you what. When my soul's rolling off this mortal coil, if I got time to think about what's happening to me, I'm going to be really happy knowing we forced them all the way out in the open, and these vampires don't do too good out in the open. But this isn't a movie, it isn't entertainment. People sit there and they watch so much entertainment, or they watch stuff that was historically happening, and when it's really happening in their face, they can't believe it's even happening in their time. You're living in an incredible time. You're living in a legendary world. People say, have you seen this new action-adventure movie? It's really exciting. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it's great. We're living in an action-adventure movie. They're trying to arrest the Israeli prime minister right now. That means they're going to the next level. Let's go to your phone calls. The numbers are coming out how Obama purposely killed the jobs for young people so that women would be independent. I mean, wouldn't be independent and would be under the control of the government, and families would be dependent. I mean, it's just everything's coming out, but more needs to come out now. You know what? All the pedophilia stuff needs to be released. All the criminal government drug dealing stuff, just release it all before they put the internet kill switch in, which they already have in place, before they start the next big war. I understand that people have already gone to great risk, what you've already put out. Everything has to come out now. Justice be done, may the heavens fall, because the heavens are going to fall if we don't. We don't have any more choices. We don't have any more time to even have half measures. Only total commitment to fight the enemy, and they can spiritually feel that determination. This is a spiritual fight, and I can feel the enemy too. They have made the decisions. As of yesterday morning, I felt it. I don't want to get into mumbo jumbo here, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody else who's tuning can feel it too. At around 11 o'clock yesterday, I felt it. And let me tell you, they have made the decision to do some really bad stuff that physically endangers myself and my family. And it doesn't mean I'm only in danger. You understand? I've learned to go with my gut. It's always right. This is everybody's in danger. They have made decisions, and you now see the manifestation of it because they're doing it, that is just hellish. You look at that snot-nosed, arrogant, crazy person, Obama, and his crazy wife, and all those crazy people with chips on their shoulders around them that hate anybody that's successful, that hate anybody that's Christian. The globalists aren't stopping, folks. They're moving forward. They are going to drop the hammer. And I'm just telling you right now, we better throw everything we've got against them now in the information war, or they're going to have their way. And I want to tell all the minions of this system who know they're on the wrong side and who do it for a paycheck and peer pressure. I want to warn you, there's still time for you to leak the information you've got. People at Media Matters, you should leak everything you've got if you want to save your family and yourself. This isn't a movie. This isn't a joke. Don't laugh about it. This is, remember you were warned. People inside CNN, people inside these agencies, people inside these traitorous organizations, you've got to release everything you've got right now. Yeah, I know they call up and they say, hey, the new character in this movie or that movie's based on you, and they make fun of you and act like all this other stuff. None of that stuff's going to matter. We're way past all that right now. I don't mean leak stuff like that. I mean leak it all. They can't stop everybody if everybody does it. They want to fight? Let's give them one. George in Texas, you're on the air. Go ahead. Thanks for holding.
Yes, Alex. This is where they want to be. They're going to start World War III. This has always been the plan. You know, they always have. Sure, having Hillary be elected would have been great. You know, they can do whatever they want. Yeah,
they were still going to start a war when she got in. They were going to shut the press down when she got in and send all the WikiLeaks.
Yes, this is not.
They're just going ahead like Trump wasn't even elected. Yep. What does that tell you?
Yep. They don't care because they're crazy, and I think they're possessed personally.
Oh, they definitely are. They're damn demons.
Feints within feints within feints. Knowing where the trap is, that's the first step in defeating it. I think the Patriot movement is reactionary because that's the only way to not start a hot civil war with these people.
Well, that's right. We've got exactly. I'm telling you, they tried to weasel me into some confrontation with brainwashed cops or something. I just let them take me out because I'm not going to let them use myself against the movement. So we have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. But so that's what I'm saying. I'm nonviolent when it comes to offense. But for everybody else, that's not the case you're in. If stuff breaks down, defend your family, go after the enemy to the end once they really start the real war. But now we have to put everything in, all in the info war. What else do you think we can do right now to really back the enemy off? Because let me tell you, As of yesterday, I could feel it, and now you see it in the news. They have decided to go full bore and stop Trump. And that means they're going to arrest Netanyahu. They're going to arrest or kill Trump in the next 17 days. Watch. Now, if we stop it, people say, oh, look, another prediction you made that didn't come true. No, I'm saying we can change this. What else do we do? Do we pray?
Well, George, excuse me, Alex, I believe that something you said earlier in the show about how the globalists are intent on minimalizing Trump's election victory. I think they're also very successful in isolating patriots within, our communities. I think we need to really reach out to the people that we touch on a daily basis. That's the most important thing. We're not all media savvy stars like you, but we impact people's lives constantly in our jobs, our schools, et cetera. So now's the time because they're listening now. They're listening. We've been hammering the message of freedom and of independence for so long. And finally, and
exactly what we warned, world government, all of it has come true because we're following globalists on admissions. Thank you so much. That's a great point, George. We're going to go to Hans and Andy and Chris and Philip and others, the toll-free number to join us on the next 17 days. 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. Again, we reach a giant audience. If you'll get the word out, and if you'll expose these people, and if you'll point out what they're doing, they won't be able to pull it off. But I said last week, they wouldn't move against Israel like this unless they were planning a coup inside Israel. I think I said that Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. And I said, so watch Israel. This is really bold. And I told you last week I was watching a Wednesday night Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer, but they had a fill-in host. And I was watching it, and they were all like, a giant war is coming. It is Trump's fault and other nationalists. We are sad. And it was a bunch of people that are admittedly CIA operatives and others that were on the show. I mean, Blitzer's Mossad himself, but a leftist arm of it. That's admitted. If you didn't know, look it up. High level. But he wasn't on the show, and they were all like, yes, it's coming. They all looked scared, but they all like looked down like they were in a cult. They went, well, this war wasn't our fault, and what's coming now, it's those that did this. We must have our plan for peace. That means world government. It's a cult. It's like a New Age cult. They all just go, oh. And then they went to break, and I went, oh, my God. I told you. I said they're getting ready. They're going to overthrow Israel, and now it's happening. Now, what I'm announcing here today is already a custom here in the United States, and that is extending the Christmas holiday up until New Year's Eve, and then taking down the Christmas trees and taking down the Christmas lights. Ooh, I keep saying Christmas. I'm so politically incorrect. The day after New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. And so I've decided right through New Year's Day, we're going to keep the virtual Christmas tree, or an HD video shot of downtown Austin at the Capitol, of the beautiful Christmas tree up just to upset the social justice warriors and all the little snowflakes that want to bully us into banning our culture and banning free speech. In fact, there's a war going on, not just online, but in the streets. I've seen it, where people on the hike and bike trail say Merry Christmas, and then folks don't respond, and they say Happy Holidays. Or even family I have that I send the message of Merry Christmas to, they respond back with Happy Holidays. It is some distant cousins, but it's going on. But we're also going to extend the Christmas sale right through until New Year's Eve, until everything sells out at InfoWarsStore.com. Now, we normally try to budget things to where in the warehouse, most of the products sell out by year end, and the new products come in a few weeks or a month after, because we have to pay taxes on inventory. And this year, I've decided to extend the sale until everything completely sells out. So to be clear, almost every one of our best-selling nutraceutical supplements is selling out, and for a good reason, because here are the specials that we're running until they sell out or until the new year comes here in just about 4 or 5 days. Living Defense, 30% off. Super Male Vitality, 30% off. These are huge specials. Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver, 50% off. Brain Force Plus, 33% off. Winter Sun Vitamin D, 25% off. And again, a lot of these are selling out as we speak or have sold out. Survival Shield X2, 30% off. BioTrue Selenium, 30% off. And then let me finish up with this, the coup de grace. Store-wide free shipping until New Year's Day, store-wide at InfoWarsStore.com. on the non-GMO heirloom seeds and the Trump is my president shirts and Hillary for Prison 2017 shirts and deport George Soros, the Goblin Globalist specials. Store-wide free shipping, 50 to 30% off on scores of items, and all of these are super high-quality products. They help fund the spearhead in the fight against the globalist, and they are game changers. We couldn't have built this operation without you. So you're not standing beside us or behind us. You are standing at the heart of the rebellion against globalism. We are American restoration, trying to restore our republic and make it great again and free again and safe again and prosperous again. And we're doing it the old-fashioned way with free markets and with amazing high-quality products. So I certainly hope and pray you had a blessed and Merry Christmas, and I'm really focusing and working hard to make sure we have a great new year as Americanism, not globalism, accelerates into the future. So again, I want to encourage you all, take advantage of the biggest sales of 2016 with Christmas sales extended with free shipping store-wide and 50 to 30% off on high-quality supplements and many other items at InfoWarsStore.com and InfoWarsLife.com. I'm Alex Jones, signing off from the Central Texas News Center in Austin.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com today for 30 to 50% off specials while supplies last, plus free shipping. Or call 1-888-253-3139.
All right, here's the bottom line. There have been settlements for 8 years of Obama's administration being built on the West Bank. You've got the Muslims running around, the jihadis, the Sunnis, who are invading 30-something countries right now, all over the world. I mean, there's 30-plus countries they're launching terror attacks in. It was like 23 a few months ago. It's 30-something now. We're in the middle of a worldwide jihad financed by Saudi Arabia. Our government, with the criminals at the top and the Obama administration, are financing it. It's in all the WikiLeaks that George Soros is commanding it and honchoing it and spending up to $5 billion a year financing political groups and overthrow of Ukraine and funding jihadis all over Chechnya and you name it, trying to overthrow Russia proper with political candidates he's been running against Russia. Then they have the nerve to claim Russia's involved in our politics when they're clearly not. And then, after 8 years of settlements, Obama comes out and has the U.S. push a vote in the UN to abstain. And now the word is Kerry has a resolution to fully say Israel's illegitimate so that the Arab states will basically attack Israel with 17 days out. And then, we heard about corruption probes and stuff. Oh, suddenly somebody in Netanyahu's office says he might have gotten a bribe. Here comes the police and the SWAT team to his house to tear his home apart this morning. Obama vindictive for abstaining from UN vote on Israel settlements. And now they are going after Israel. I don't know what the anti-Semites are going to do. I guess they're going to side with George Soros against the nation state of Israel. But understand this. That's siding against our republic and Trump as well. Obama's refusal to veto anti-Israel UN vote ranked most anti-Semitic incident in 2016. You know, I don't want to say it's anti-Semitic, but funding jihadis all over the Middle East to kill every Christian they get a hold of is truly anti-Christian. And where are the Christians complaining about that? But I know this, it is anti-Israel to say turn it over to the Palestinians, who, if they took it over, would never stop killing each other. They can't stop killing each other all over the Middle East. It's a joke. Clean up your own house before you run around lecturing the rest of the world, Muslims. And I was against the wars against the Muslims because I knew it was to put the radical ones in. I knew it was a destabilization program. I'm not against Muslims. But you can't run around arrogant, declaring that you're going to conquer our culture and buy off our politicians and basically throw it in our face without backlash. So I want to open the phones up from Hans and DJ and David and George and Philip. But I want to be clear. I want to talk about the world destabilization program with 17 days left. The Democrats admitting they want to try to block Trump being inaugurated. How will they do that? With an East Coast power outage, claiming the Russians did it. So blaming the power outage on the group they claim is trying to put Trump in. You say that doesn't make sense. Russia should just sit back and let Trump get in. Of course, that's why the West has shot down 3 of their airplanes. That's why they're starting wars and killing their ambassadors and diplomats. It's why they're putting all these new sanctions on to poke the bear into action. And Putin's been smart and hasn't done that and hasn't even kicked U.S. diplomats out. Instead, he invited the diplomats and their kids to the Christmas tree lighting. That's one of the big things in Russia for kids at the Kremlin. You're like, Alex, Christmas just ended. No, in Orthodox Church, it's January 7th, folks. And the point is that they're being caught in all this massive fake news. They wouldn't be running all this fake news, ladies and gentlemen, if they weren't planning something big. And I said last week, if they try to remove Netanyahu anytime in the next 3 weeks, you better believe it means they're about to try to take Trump out too. You could see attack helicopters flying into Mar-a-Lago tomorrow and fire 20 Hellfire missiles into there. And they'll say on the news, Trump had to be taken out. He was a terrorist. I'm not kidding. Or they could